What's the one thing that turns a great game into an unforgettable spectacle? It's not just the goals or the saves, it's the rivalries. The moments when history, pride, and raw emotion collide on the ice, igniting battles that echo long after the final whistle. From bench-clearing brawls to clutch playoff heroics, rivalries are where legends are made and loyalties are tested. They're the games you circle on the calendar, the highlights you watch on repeat, and the memories you carry for a lifetime. In this video, we're diving deep into the NHL's greatest rivalries, past, present, and future. We're going to relive the legendary clashes that shaped hockey's history, from the historic Grudge matches between Montreal and Toronto to the unforgettable chaos of Detroit and Colorado. We'll explore today's fiercest showdowns like the Battle of Alberta and the high-stakes duels between Tampa Bay and Toronto. And we'll speculate on the rivalries of tomorrow, where rising stars like Connor Bedard and Jack Hughes could write the next great chapters. This is hockey at its most electrifying. Few moments in sports can match the intensity and passion of a great rivalry, and the NHL has been home to some of the fiercest. In this segment, we're looking back at 3 legendary matchups that shaped hockey history and defined a generation of fans. First up, there's the rivalry that stands as a cornerstone of Canadian hockey culture, the Montreal Canadiens versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. As two of the NHL's oldest franchises, their history is interwoven with the league itself. They first met in the playoffs in 1917, and their clashes have only grown more heated since. Few rivalries can claim the cultural weight of these two, with fans debating supremacy from family dinners to national broadcast. From Maurice "Rocket" Richards' brilliance against the Leafs in the 1940s to the more recent battles over playoff spots, every chapter has fueled the fire. As sports writer Michael Farber once put it, this rivalry isn't about two teams, it's about the very soul of hockey in Canada. Next, we turn to the Detroit Red Wings and Colorado Avalanche, a rivalry defined by sheer animosity in the 1990s and early 2000s. This feud erupted with Claude Lemieux's infamous hit on Chris Draper during the '96 playoffs, leaving Draper with severe facial injuries and setting the tone for years of bad blood. Their regular season matchups became grudge matches, highlighted by the iconic brawl of March 26, '97, often called Fight Night at the Joe. Fans still replay Darren McCarty's revenge against Lemieux and the fierce battles between goalies Patrick Roy and Mike Vernon. Off the ice, the tensions didn't ease, with both teams vying for dominance in the Western Conference, culminating in epic playoff showdowns. The rivalry delivered 4 Stanley Cup wins combined from '96 to 2002, cementing its legacy as one of the NHL's most intense eras. And finally, no discussion of NHL rivalries is complete without the Boston Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens. This is hockey's oldest grudge, stretching back to their first playoff meeting in 1929 and growing with each of their record 34 postseason series. The tensions between Boston's rugged physical style and Montreal's finesse fueled countless dramatic clashes. The 1979 Stanley Cup semifinal remains one of the rivalry's defining moments, marked by Don Cherry's infamous too many men on the ice penalty that helped Montreal secure a stunning comeback. Bruins fans still bristle at names like Guy Lafleur, while Canadiens faithful have vivid memories of Zdeno Chara towering over their stars. As former Canadiens coach Toe Blake said, "When we play Boston, it's not just a game, it's a battle for pride." These rivalries weren't just games. They were wars fought on the ice, filled with unforgettable moments, bitter feuds, and a passion that still resonates with fans today. They remind us hockey is more than a sport, it's a fight for legacy and loyalty. Few rivalries capture today's NHL intensity like the Battle of Alberta between the Edmonton Oilers and the Calgary Flames. This matchup reignited in recent years, with Connor McDavid leading the Oilers and sparking fireworks against Calgary's scrappy and aggressive style. The 2022 playoffs saw the rivalry reach a boiling point as the teams clashed in the second round for the first time since '91. Edmonton emerged victorious in a wild 5-game series, including a stunning overtime goal by McDavid to clinch the series. Fights and big hits are staples of this feud, with Matthew Tkachuk's fiery presence leaving a lasting impression. Whether it's jaw-dropping skill or sheer physicality, every meeting between these two teams feels like a heavyweight bout. Shifting our focus to the East Coast, the New York Rangers and New York Islanders continue their fierce battle for Big Apple supremacy. This rivalry thrives on proximity, history, and two passionate fan bases that rarely see eye to eye. The Islanders' recent resurgence under players like Matt Barzal has added fuel to the fire, challenging the Rangers' claim to dominance. Their head-to-head matchups are often high-stakes affairs, with playoff implications on the line. Recent games have featured heated exchanges and goals that send Madison Square Garden or UBS Arena into a frenzy. The rivalry represents more than just hockey. It's a clash of identities in one of the world's biggest cities. Finally, the Tampa Bay Lightning and Toronto Maple Leafs have developed a modern-day rivalry built on postseason heartbreak and desperation. The Lightning, a powerhouse with 3 consecutive Stanley Cup final appearances from 20 to 22, have often been the Leafs' kryptonite. Their 7-game battle in the 2022 playoffs ended in heartbreak for Toronto, extending their streak of first-round exits. Fans still debate controversial moments from that series, like officiating calls and critical plays that swung momentum. With stars like Austin Matthews and Steven Stamkos leading the charge, every meeting feels like a preview of playoff drama. For the Leafs, finally overcoming Tampa Bay would mean shedding decades of postseason frustration. These rivalries aren't just about games, they're fueled by the stakes, personalities, and moments that define today's NHL. Whether it's the raw physicality of the Battle of Alberta, the crosstown battles in New York, or the high-pressure playoff clashes between Tampa Bay and Toronto, these matchups capture the passion and unpredictability that keep fans glued to the action. The next chapter of NHL rivalries is already beginning to take shape. At the center of one potential storyline is Connor Bedard. As the most hyped generational talent since Connor McDavid, Bedard has instantly transformed the Chicago Blackhawks into a team to watch. His dazzling debut has already sparked a wave of excitement, but it's also painted a target on Chicago's back. Rival teams are sure to bring their very best every night, hoping to test the rookie phenom and humble the Blackhawks' rebuilding roster. If Bedard lives up to the lofty expectations, his presence alone could make Chicago's games must-see events, creating rivalries not with just one team, but the league at large. Every big hit or close game will fuel the narrative of Bedard as the centerpiece of a growing battle between young talent and league veterans eager to prove themselves against him. Another rivalry poised to heat up in the coming years is one brewing across the Hudson River between the New York Jersey Devils and the New York Rangers. Both teams are stacked with young, dynamic stars, setting the stage for years of high-stakes showdowns. Jack Hughes, the Devils' electrifying center, has become the face of New Jersey's resurgence, while Shesterkin and Panarin and the Rangers bring both skill and swagger to the table. Their first-round playoff clash in 2023, where the Devils triumphed in 7 games, serves as a tantalizing preview of what's to come. With both franchises building towards sustained success, every game is a battle for regional bragging rights and crucial standing points. What makes these rivalries so compelling is the combination of star power, competitive stakes, and a dash of geographical tension. For the Blackhawks, Bedard's rise could draw animosity from teams like Colorado, Minnesota, or even Edmonton as they meet in key matchups. Meanwhile, the Devils' and Rangers' proximity ensures their fan bases will amplify every thrilling play and controversial call. Should these teams meet consistently in the playoffs or in marquee regular season games, their mutual disdain could quickly evolve into one of the league's marquee rivalries. While these matchups are still in their infancy, the ingredients for something special are already in place. With talent, stakes, and storylines building, the next great NHL rivalries may just be a season or two away from exploding into full-fledged wars on the ice. Rivalries are the heartbeat of the NHL. They create unforgettable moments, forge the game's most enduring legends, and fuel the passion that keeps fans coming back season after season. From the storied clashes of the past to today's intense showdowns and the potential rivalries on the horizon, these matchups define what it means to love hockey. They're not just about the goals, the hits, or the wins. They're about the stories that unite and divide fan bases, generation after generation. So which rivalry do you think is the greatest of all time? Is it the fierce playoff battles between Boston and Montreal? The fiery intensity of the Battle of Alberta? Or maybe it'll be one of the emerging matchups I discussed. And what future showdowns are you most excited to see unfold? I'd love to hear from you, so share your thoughts in the comments and join the debate. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into NHL rivalries, hit that like button and the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And speaking of other videos, click on one of these videos right here to keep watching, and I'll see you in the next one.